Hey, Tony Gas is here. I was listening to an interview, and it's these young men, and they expressing some things, and it's some sad truths out here for your average man, the average man who does not know God, who does not know himself, who doesn't have a sense of purpose. And it's more and more of those guys running around, guys who have been hurt and they have not healed. And for men, the quote that says, God forgives, I don't. The song that say, try Jesus, not me, cause I fight. And that's the truth. A lot of men do not forgive. A lot of men do not heal. A lot of men do not forget. But see, here's the thing. There's a group of men, a remnant of men who are growing, who are going to the next level. And when you look around, when you see a crazy post online of an interview of, these things like the blogger out of the UK who posts the questions, and you will see a lot of women saying a lot of nasty stuff, just like dirty, promiscuous, just low life stuff. When I say low life, meaning just a low level of thinking. And it's shocking and appalling to see that it's so many women that's on the same thing that a lot of men are on. And so what you have to realize is that that's the reason why the analogy of the broad road and the narrow road exist. The broad road is going to have a lot of traffic. It's going to be a lot of traffic. But what you got to realize is, that it's 7 billion people in America. How many people in America, so Google that. So if you have 70%, let's say we got 300 million, 10% of that is 30 million. 30% of that is 90 million. So if you got 90 million people that's on the narrow road, you're going to have 30%, 20 to 30%. That's on the narrow road. Guess what? It will serve you best to get into that group of people. It will serve you best to not get caught up in the noise. Because see, the people who are doing work aren't really making a lot of noise. So when you hear all the noise, the people who consuming all the noise aren't really doing the real work. So when you see these men with these podcasts and these women with these podcasts who pushing this narrative that is asking you to settle, asking you to forget your morals and your values and to just become someone you're not, they're going to round up a lot of people. But you don't have to buy into that. You don't have to be in that group. You don't have to get on the broad road. You can get on the narrow road. You could get on the narrow road and you can go the right way and you can do you. And guess what you're going to do? The same way I'm with my wife. When I wanted to grow and change and she wanted to grow and change, we grew together. So now we on the same level. So when you look at us, you see a happy, healthy marriage. Now we're going to have disagreements. We're going to have things we need to work on. We're going to have personality issues that we forever have to work on. But we on the same level and we want the same things. Now guess what? I met my wife in the mall. And before I met her in the mall, I actually bumped into her in our apartment complex. But when I bumped into her in our apartment complex, she had her hair down and it was curly. And then when I met her in the mall, she had her hair straight and it was pulled back in a ponytail. I didn't know it was the same person. She remembered my face. See, she saw her husband when she first saw me, because she remembered my face. I didn't know it was the same person. She told me later. So listen to what I'm telling you. Here we are, two people just going through life, and we bump into each other in our apartment complex. Then we bump into each other again in the mall. When I bumped into her in the apartment complex, she had a boyfriend. When I bumped into her in the mall, they was on the outs. She wasn't doing what he wasn't doing what he's supposed to be doing. So she was getting ready to leave him. So we became friends. Now, she was 19 years old. At that age, women picky, women choosy. And if a man ain't doing right, a woman will go and pack her stuff and get ready to go. So we didn't really talk. We just were like, hey and bye. We were just kind of like friends, like on the instant messenger. And then sometime later, it probably could have been a few weeks or whatever, she was like, hey, my boyfriend and I broke up. And I said, okay, this is my opportunity. And so did we start off on the wrong foot? Yeah. So we had to work through that, because I had a girlfriend and I had to leave my girlfriend. And so we were young, but look how we met, just out the blue. And then we wanted something different. My girlfriend didn't want to grow, didn't want to be better, didn't want to stop drinking, didn't want to stop cursing, didn't want to stay out the club. My wife boyfriend didn't want to grow. So guess what? We was on our way out. We was done, fed up, and we met each other and realized, hey, we talking the same. We thinking the same. I had more work to do than her in the worldly sense. But I say that to say, you can literally be walking to your car and meet the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Like, don't get caught up. What you have to get caught up in is doing the work. Like, do the work and focus on that. Focus on doing the work. Get caught up doing the work. That's what you do. And if you do that, what's for you is gonna be for you. But you got to do the work. You can't get caught up paying attention and listening to what the world talking about. You got to focus on what you know, what's in your spirit, what you've been told. That's what you got to focus on. And when you focus on that, guess what? You're going to grow. You're going to be changed. And you're going to attract someone on your level. And when people approach you that's not on your level, you're going to recognize it in the first conversation. And you're going to have the strength and the self-love to say, hey, I got to get going. I got to go on about my business. Hey, great media. Got to go. See you later. Hasta la vista. And you go on about your business. But I'm seeing this here movement out here, and people going the wrong way, people preaching the wrong messages, and it's a lot of people that's buying into it, a lot of people that's believing it, and it's hurting us. So you got to change that. Don't let this negativity and this doubt and all this that's out there, don't let that bring you down. Don't let that trip you up and trick you. Do what you got to do. Become the person you need to be and make the changes you need to make. And you're going to attract the person for you. Do the work on you. The hardest part is doing the work on you. The hardest part is changing your mindset. The hardest part is changing your attitude, changing the negative parts of your personality, getting your body where your body need to be. That's the hardest part. Once you do that, the person for you gonna jump out the woodwork. Just gonna jump out. You're gonna be walking down the street. They're gonna jump out the bushes. Not literally, but you're going to attract more available options when you do the work on you. Hey, this is Tony Gaskin. God bless you. We'll talk soon.